Hello, so welcome to the next video. So today we're going to be talking about the Rothwell Haigh Quarry and Colliery line, which ran from the Rothwell Triangle, or the Robin Hood Triangle, and all the way down into Stourton in Leeds. Now the line ended at the Cinder Oven Bridge, which I covered in my Stourton station video. So if you want to see about the Cinder Oven Bridge, check that out as well. So the line started at the triangle in Robin Hood, where it branched off, and it mainly to supply the Rothwell Haigh Colliery, which was just off Wood Lane in Rothwell, and also the massive quarry, which was also just off Wood Lane in Rothwell. And then it made its way all the way down a steep incline on what was called a mineral railway. Now, the purpose of a mineral railway was, it was basically when there was a steep incline, a very steep incline, and mainline railway tracks and engines just couldn't cut it going down because it was too steep of a gradient. So what they did was they used to have an engine shed at the top or the bottom, and they used to hook I think the locomotives and its cargo up to a cable, and a big winching house would have gradually lowered the engine or the goods down the incline railway. That's how I understand it anyway. So that's what this line was from the top of Wood Lane. So when it reached Wood Lane, there would have been a winching house or an engine house up there somewhere, and it would have winched the carriages down the hill to the bottom of the line and the sidings. Now I'm just going to turn you around and show you the line where it started. So if you look just over there, so all that is now industry down there, and that's the main M1 motorway just there at the bottom of the field. So the line would have started just down there in the distance at the Cinder Oven Bridge and the copper works, which was just beyond that. So like I said, if you want to see about the Cinder Oven Bridge, then watch my last video about the Stourton station, which covered the Cinder Oven Bridge. I'll just show you a picture of it now to refresh your memory. So that's where the line ended, should I say, and it made its way up the hill here. You can see how steep this gradient is here. So there's the banking, you can see the embankment there where the line would have gone up the hill. So you can just see that there. So I'll take you to the top where the line crossed Wood Lane under a bridge. So there's the banking, or the embankment, and you can see the line in the middle where the trees are. So that's the old line there. Okay, so my battery has just run out, so I've had to switch to the phone. So I'm now on the cutting, or the embankment that went down. You can just see straight down it there. I went all the way down into Stourton, and it's a very steep incline, that. So I'm stood right on the track bed now. So this is where the line would have run down the hill, and up there would have been up to the top of Wood Lane. So what I'm going to do is just head in here and see if we can see any remains of the old engine shed. I say engine shed, the winching house. This would have been where the trains were winched down the hill and the cable would have come out of the building. So I'm heading into the overgrowth. Now as you can see here, there's a lot of concrete. There's a lot of railway posts just over there. There's an awful lot of concrete here. Now if I look on the map, if you look at the old maps of where the line ran, it shows the winching house, or it would have had probably an steam engine in it. So I'm going to call it a winching house. Would have been around this site here. It shows it on the old maps as just a building at the top of the incline, which was right here. Now I can't go any further that way because it's all industrial. I reckon that that's the remains of the engine house. There's a lot of concrete, and again, red bricks. We see an awful lot of red bricks in the railway construction around Leeds, especially in this area. There's also a lot of rubbish dumped here as well, but you can see a concrete section just over there with red bricks under it. Looks like a rooftop or some sort. Looks very similar to the building that we found in the Rothwell Triangle in the woods. So I'm going to bet that that is the remains of the engine house or the winching house that would have led or winched the cables to lower the trains down that incline. Okay, so let's head up to Wood Lane and see what we can find up there. Okay, so I'm just stood on Wood Lane now. Now, that's where I was earlier on. I was in the trees at the back there. So the line would have come towards the camera here. Right here, where you can just see the hump on the road, would have been a bridge. Now, we haven't got a picture of the bridge, but I can show you a picture, an old picture, where you can see the hump in the road many, many years ago, and whatever signs remain of that bridge. So the line would have been probably at the level down there in a cutting, and it would have headed under here in a bridge. So this would have been a cutting down here. Now again, you can see that it slopes down, so they've obviously filled all this in again, but it would have been in a cutting and gone under there on a bridge, in a bridge should I say. So we're just going to head down the track bed. So we're now heading towards the Rothwell or the Robin Hood triangle. So this is the track bed here. Just on the left there would have been a huge hospital complex. It was an old Victorian specialist hospital, and what I'll do, I'll just put a picture in now, an overhead picture, and on this picture you can see the hospital, which doesn't exist anymore because there's housing there now. However, the clock tower that you can see in the middle, the large tower, that does exist. That is still there now, right in the middle of the housing estate. Again, I'll show you a picture of the clock tower as it looks now. But if you go back to the original picture, you'll see just to the left of the hospital, you can see the railway line there running down the side of the hospital, which is where I'm walking right now. And you can see the bridge. Now, it's not the best picture, but it's all I've got at this stage. So again, if you've got any pictures of this bridge, please send them to me or comment down below and let me know that you've got one. I'd love to see a picture of it. But all we've got now is this aerial image which shows the bridge in the distance. So I'm carrying on down the track bed, and I'll catch up with you a bit further down when we get to the junction. Okay, so I'm just making my way along the track bed now, and we're just about to approach the branch line, which is where the line would have split and gone on, took a left course as well. Just to my left was another colliery, and it was, all that's there now is just a lot of trees, but there was a colliery in there, and the line that supplied that ran this way. So I'm just going to turn you around now so you can see. Okay, so that's the line as it carries on ahead, which goes on to the Rothwell or the Robin Hood triangle down there. You can see to my right here, there's a main road there. Just over here, down there, you will see on this picture is the Rothwell quarries. So this was a large quarry site just over here. When we get further down, I'll show you that closer. But then on my left here, so this track follows the original track bed. Them trees in the distance there was where the colliery was. Okay, so we've headed down the track to the left, and I've ended up in the old site of the Low Shops pit, which was another colliery obviously. And where I am now, I mean, it's a bit scary because this site is absolutely riddled with mine shafts. Now, I'm pretty convinced that they've covered them all up, but you just never know, do you? And also, it depends what they've covered them in as well. But we're down here now, and it's, as you can see if I pan round, it's heavily wooded now, and there's nothing that's standing out of any significance at the minute. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wander around and see if there's anything, any remains or anything left. Now, the railway came down from my right here, where I was stood earlier on, headed down the field to here, and then it split off, I think, into 3 tracks. One went down the bottom right side, one went straight in the middle, and one went up on the top left. So it was just like a fork, really. But I mean, there's nothing left of the railway here, it's just woodland, really. So I'm going to head just behind me here. I'm just going to head down there, see what we can find, if there's anything left. So I'll check back in with you shortly. So right in the middle of the site where the pithead building would have been, I've just found this down here. Could well be a mine cap. I'll just show you down there. So that could well be the top of the mine. Who knows? I'm not going to open it and find out. In fact, I'm a bit wary just standing here. But I just thought that was quite random to be in the middle of the woods. I mean, there is a housing estate just up there. Could be a drainage system or sewage, but who knows? Right, so I'm back where I was before we ventured off into the old colliery down there. So that's the colliery behind me. We've just walked down there and then back up. Now, I've got to say, it was a bit of a disappointment, really. I was kind of expecting more in there. I mean, it was there a long time, but it was just a grate, really. Like maybe have been a pit head, but who knows? But that was about it. It was a load of contouring and brambles and trees, but that was about it. Okay, so where we are now, we're going to venture off down here. So this heads off now towards Rothwell, or Robin Hood should I say, and the Robin Hood Triangle where we started our videos ages ago. So we're going to head down this way. Now it's worth just mentioning, if you can see down there, this would have been an embankment here, so it would have gone across in a straight line on an embankment, but right now it's been dug out because obviously the farmers are using it for an entrance into their fields now, so they've definitely re-landscaped this, but it would have gone straight across where I am now on an embankment. So we'll keep heading down. I'm going to follow it down to the Robin Hood Quarry, which was just on my right over here, and we'll have a look around there. Hopefully we'll find more than what we found in the colliery site. So it's quite a deep little valley that, as you can see. So again, this would have been an embankment straight across to about the level that I'm at now, which is track level. And then just in front of me, I'll just turn you around. This is where the line would have carried straight on there towards that building there, and that would have gone into the quarry there. And then this side would have taken a left turn, branched off down there on the embankment that you can just see over there. So it would have split around here and headed off that way and that way. So I'm just walking down the side of the embankment, so I need to be up there on the embankment. I'm just trying to work out how the hell I get up there. It's just thick brambles, thorns, trees and rubbish. So I'm going to try and figure out how to get up there, but I might need to go back a bit because I've missed a bit of the embankment, but it's just getting deeper that way. So I'm going to try up here again. Hopefully I can get up there. Okay, so I tried to get up that embankment and it didn't quite work out. I ended up halfway up it and then falling back down. So, and when I got to the top, it was just full of brambles anyway, so I've walked all the way around and I've ended up at the quarry site. So I'm now about halfway down the track on the quarry site, but I can't get in because there's a massive barbed wire fence all the way around. So somebody doesn't want us to go in there. They're trying to keep us out for a reason, obviously. And it's full of holes, bricks, rubble, buildings. So I'm gonna bet that there's a few death traps in there, and that's why they don't want us to go in. But I'll just turn you around. So that's what's left of the quarry. You see that? So that's what's left of it. And the railway would have run just behind it here and this way here. But right about there, which again I can't get in because it's just thick brambles down there. So right about there, just where I was pointing, just behind the camera now, there was like a little sidings. So there was, at that point, so this track was single track all the way up. It was later anyway. And just where I pointed behind the camera, it would have been 3 tracks wide there. So that was a little sidings where, because it was a single track, if there was trains coming the other way, another train would have parked in the sidings while the other one passed. So it was just like a little lay-by, or a passing place as they call it on a road. So we'll head back down here, and I'm going to try follow the line just down here. So we'll continue this way, and then the line would have crossed just in front of me here. I'm on a farmer's track now. The line would have crossed just here. So just behind me here is the old sidings. So it would have widened out there, and you would have had 3 tracks down here, and then it would have headed towards the camera and gone this way, and it took a slight kink to the right. I'm just checking the ground around here because there's a few boulders and things down here. But again, this would have been a track in the back in the day. This would have been a farmer's track then. And again, there's another crossing gate there. So that's another original fence gate post, a railway one. Again, it's got the hinge there and the bolts on the front. So it's the same as the one we found at the crossing just after Rothwell station, and also the one we found down at Robin Hood station as well. So there's a recurring theme there, so I think it was definitely what I said originally, and a gate post for the station. Okay, so I'm going to continue on this line now, straight forward around the curve, and I'll stop if I find anything significant. But it is going to get rather deep further down. The cutting is really deep, and I looked down it earlier on and it was absolutely covered in brambles. So hopefully I can get down there and through it. If not, I might have to walk up the bank and walk along the top and point it down. So we'll keep going on. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that, but it's getting deeper and deeper, and the brambles are getting higher and higher. I'll just show you down there. So that's probably 4 foot high brambles. The floor is down there. So I'm not gonna head that way. I'm gonna head up this embankment here. Hopefully I won't break my neck. And I'm gonna walk across the top and show you down. But just while we're here, I've just found something as well. Another concrete post there. Nothing that significant, but it could have been a marker post. This, it could have had a sign on it with like a marker on it for the trains. It's got a steel rebar in there, so it's well made. So I'm alive and well. I got up here, but you can see how deep it is down there. So we're just going to walk this way. I'm going to try point you down. So it's quite a deep cutting down there, as you can see. And just over there, you see the pathway there. But right about here, on the old map, and I'll put a map up now so you can see, but right about here, there was a bridge crossing the line here again, because there's footpaths across the field here. So there would have been a bridge about here. Now, it's roughly in this area, but since there's a public footpath there, coming directly towards the camera, I'm going to hazard a guess that it was there, straight across here. So hopefully you can see that on the map. But I'm going to keep heading down this way. So I'm determined to find a way back down into the embankment, but it's proving very, very difficult. It's getting worse. Just look at that. And I need to get down there. There's a sheer drop here. This grass is hiding the drop, but it is a sheer drop down there. So I'll press on. There must be a way down. If you see a tumble on the camera and a scream, then I've just gone down. A manly scream, of course. Okay, so I've just had to make my way all the way around the embankment and up the other way because it was so bad up here, as you can see. It's absolutely covered in brambles, probably 6 feet deep. So I've made my way down around the other side, and I'm just starting where I can carry on at this end here. So what I'm going to do is carry on heading down, but just before I do, I just want to give a mention to a lovely couple I've just met up on the triangle over there. They were asking what I was doing, so I've explained to them, and they said they're going to give us a subscribe on the channel, and they're going to drop us a comment as well. So if you're watching, Robin and his friend, hello. This is where I left you. So I'm continuing this way. And as you can see, we're now back into the triangle. So this is where the triangle is. So that's where I was the other day, on the steps on the Robin Hood Triangle, which is where I said the bridge was. That's where I found the old building in the trees over there. That's the down to Rothwell that way, and this is the path I've just taken here. So that is the end of this line here. So this is where it met the main line on the triangle. So this is the end of the line here for the Rothwell Haigh Quarry and Colliery and the Mineral Railway. So I hope you enjoyed that little short video there. I bet it's not, I bet it's 20 odd minutes. But I hope you enjoyed that shortish video. It's only a one video special, that, because it's not a very detailed line, it's mainly just track bed. So I hope you enjoyed that. Give us a like and a subscribe on the channel, that would be absolutely amazing. Please subscribe at least. It helps me a lot and it makes what I'm doing worthwhile as well. So I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be hopefully the Robin Hood Colliery video. So I'm going to cover all of that over there. So I'm heading down there now to start doing that. So I'll see you in the next one. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.